Yep, I'm getting rid of my Insta360. Last year I bought the Insta360 One X. It was during my trip in California and I was really excited about it. It was quite an innovative device. It has some different views and angles of things that you could show that no other camera can do it. And the other 360 cameras back in the day were not doing a good job in the post-editing part with the stitching and everything. So after reading quite a bit about the Insta360 One X, then I decided to buy it and see how it works for me. Don't get me wrong, I mean you can get really creative with this thing. It has a lot of options, a lot of functionalities, and you can have very nice ideas of how to show up things. I did release some videos with this camera on my channel that shows a bit of how it works and the type of footage that I was looking to make with it. So as you can see, it really can help to get you a different view and different angles of things that you want to show around that usually with a normal camera you won't get. So in that way I really enjoy the camera and I think it might be worth for some people to use it like that. But I really think it's not made for the kind of videos that I do. Basically, if you see the campaigns from Insta360, they are really always targeting this camera to be an action camera, more than a travel camera or something else. And usually all the people that get this camera is just to actually do some action sports around it. Also, the other thing I noticed is how the camera is focused more on making short videos on your mobile phone that actually bring the footage to your PC and work with it alongside other footage. And these things were like the bummer for me to be using the camera, because it's just too much of a hassle. So let's say there are two major points that made me give up on this camera, and two minor points that I could have worked around it. The first major point is the editing workflow. Basically having to use the Insta360 Studio app to do the first edit, to bring the footage on, to create the transitions, and then to export the file, then to finally import it into a project with Premiere Pro or whatever other software you're using. Then it takes some time. It's a lot of work. I know they have a plugin for Premiere Pro, which is the program that I use mainly, but it's just the very basic 360 view of the footage. You cannot really configure the transitions, the cool transitions that you see with the videos that you do with the app. So the whole process of making videos with it was just taking too much time. It's just too much time to do the whole transitions, too much time to look at each video and then having to go into the app to find out how it works. Then after you film, you have to really look around and see where you want to point the camera at, where to add the keyframes, where to move from one place to the other. I mean, the whole thing, it's too much of a hassle, I would say. The end result is very nice, but yeah, it takes the work, and if you're willing to do it, then fine. But for me, I did it for a few months. I still have some videos to edit with it, but at the end it's not really that much worth it, at least for me. I also noticed that the Insta360 Studio app on the PC has a lot less functionalities than you get on the mobile phone, which I found strange and ridiculous that they don't really put the effort on making it the same way you do it on the mobile phone to the Studio app on the PC. So Insta360 has just released a new update on the Studio app, which adds a couple more features like the time shift functionality that has been on the mobile app already for months. So this is just one more example of how they focus more improving the mobile app than the Studio app. This is just another reason why they are thinking more on the mobile end and the people that are doing just small videos, small publications, than people that really want to work on bigger editing workflows and bring more functionalities there. And there's the second major reason that I decided to get rid of this camera, and this is basically the lack of quality when you're trying to use it as a normal camera, not on a 360 way. This is probably also one of the reasons they created later this Insta360 One R with the twin edition, that you have the separate 360 camera and then like another lens to do it like a normal camera, like a GoPro or this kind of action camera style. Because basically when you're using it on the 360 way, then the quality is pretty good, of course. You have 5.7K of good quality footage that you can use in a 360 way. But when you're trying to use it in a flat way, then it gets really distorted if you want to keep a good enough quality of the footage. Or if you try to flatten it out, then the quality of the image goes down all the way, like, I don't know, standard definition or something. It's just not good enough. And I do like using action cameras to shoot a lot while I'm driving in the car. And this is initially why I had this idea of with a 360 camera, that I could no longer need it to be flipping around the camera when I want to record myself or want to record the front. So I had both ways of recording. I thought it was a great idea. But yeah, then afterwards the idea was not that good when I realized the quality was getting low. So besides these two main reasons, there were a couple more that were not deal breakers but still didn't like about the camera. One was the bad audio that it really has, it's really bad. Maybe on the Insta1R they fix it a bit. And the other thing is the amount of disk space that this requires. Recording with this camera of 5.7K really takes a hit on your hard drives. Usually in my trips I usually record with a mirrorless camera in 4K, I record with the drone in 4K, but with this 360 it just takes twice as much as this space as the other two. It's one of the other things you need to consider when you're filming with it, because basically you're recording with two cameras at the same time. So basically those are the main reasons that I decided to get rid of my Insta360 One X, and also the reason why I'm not planning to really get a One R. And not because now the additional functionalities of having it as a normal action cam will help a lot, but for the 360 part, and the software is really not made for the type of videos I make, and maybe even for any other YouTuber. And this is why you don't see any of them using it actually, because this product is not really made to be part of editing workflows more than it's just made for small Instagram posts and stuff like that. Anyway, if you guys have any doubts or questions or comments about the Insta360 that you would like to know from my experience, let me know in the comments below. Any other questions, I'll be happy to answer them. If you're interested to see what type of footage I did with the Insta360, I do already have some videos that I have on my channel. I will link them here on this video. See you guys until next time. Привет.